Everyone, how you doing? Instructor Sebi here for lesson 6, and it's going to cover traffic control devices. Today's objective: we're going to understand the purpose and value of traffic control devices, understand the roles that the color have in certain devices that are out there is extremely important. Identify and explain what they mean. That's extremely important. What do they mean to the roadway user, and the 3 basic types of traffic signs that we're going to get into. Identify and explain the role and meaning of traffic control signal lights, and identify and explain the role and meaning of pavement markings. How important is communication in driving? You guessed it, extremely important. It's almost crucial. Just think about it. If everyone out there just did what they wanted to do, and what would we have out there? We would have total chaos. People driving on the shoulder, people driving on people's property. It would look ugly. It would cause havoc throughout the road. But believe it or not, the United States has one of the best roadway systems in the world. And a lot of times people say to me when they are from another country and say, wow, it's just amazing the order and control of the roadways that you have here in this country. And you have to admit, if we didn't have traffic control devices and if not everyone followed the rules the way they should, it would be extremely difficult for even young people to learn and be able to go out there and practice. So communication is a crucial element of driving. Drivers like yourself need to know about information about the roadway. You need to be warned about hazards, rules that apply to you. Communication is only successful, remember this, when you, the driver, pays attention and understand what they mean and comprehend. Again, it's you, the driver, has to really be successful in the overall roadway system here. So as you start to take an active role in the highway transportation system, you probably already have learned or seen most of these signs before you even started driving, and believe it or not, some of you probably already are pretty familiar with them. So we're going to cover a chapter that I believe is important for us to understand, and again, traffic control devices will help you better understand what you need to do, and more importantly, better understand what other drivers are doing out there. So the definition and purpose here, let's look at traffic control devices. They include traffic signs, which are the most prevalent of signs out there, and the most popular traffic sign would be, you guessed it, the stop sign. You're also going to see what's called the signal lights. These are located in the center of the roadway, which provide the most control when needed. And then lastly, you're going to see pavement markings. These are the yellow lines that you see and the white lines and so forth. So those are the 3 different types of signs, traffic control devices that you're going to encounter. The actual signs, the traffic light, and pavement markings. They definitely have a purpose when it comes to communicating. So let me just kind of shift over here really quick to the book. So this way I can better move along. All right, thank you for being patient here. So let's look at what some of these colors mean. Obviously, yellow. I'm sure you've seen the yellow. That's generally a warning or caution of some sort. And sometimes fluorescent yellow-green for school zones. And then sometimes you'll see an orange, which that's typically temporary for work zones and construction. Green obviously is directional, and you'll see a lot of the green signs located on our highways. and they will tell you what exit you need to take and how many miles to the next city or town. Further down, you might see occasionally a brown sign, and that's usually for recreational. They'll tell you when the state park is coming up. Over there it says Rocky Mountain. Sometimes you might see a particular park you're visiting, and it's usually, and it always should be in brown. Blue is service, gas station, phone, food. A lot of times you'll see a blue sign on the highway telling you that you can get these services there. Anything in red, black, and white, all regulatory information signs. And we're going to cover some of these signs a little bit greater. So anything in red, white, or black, it is the regulatory. What does that mean, though? If you violate those signs, it comes with a citation. And if there's a police officer and they see you violating one of these signs, let's say you run through a stop sign, maybe by mistake, and there's a police officer there, they're going to pull you over and give you a ticket because you violated the regulatory sign. Usually speed limit signs are regulatory signs, so that's the one that police like to kind of catch people for because they're traveling faster than the posted speed limit. General meaning, obviously shapes and colors are going to have a meaning to these signs. Symbols and words. Okay, in addition to colors and shapes, signs may display symbols. When it's a symbol, what do we relate that to? A symbol. Maybe we see a person on a bike with a slash going through it. That's a symbol, right? And what does that mean? That means that that person cannot ride their bike in that area. We call that an international sign because it doesn't require words. It is a picture. And a picture is 1,000 words. You can relate to that anywhere in the world. So if you're driving anywhere in this world here and you're in Europe and you see an international sign, you know exactly what that means. So here we go. We have a couple regulatory signs. There's 3 types. We have the stop sign. We have the yield and the do not enter. These are the most common signs that you're going to see. Obviously, the stop sign here is the most widely used sign in the world. And actually, the word stop in there, you'll probably see it in Europe. They'll use that stop sign everywhere. And the yield sign, most times people see the sign and sometimes they don't know what to do. Do they slow down? Do they stop? Again, a yield sign is there. Only yield to cars that are approaching from the side that you need to yield to. If there's no cars approaching, just check, look, and proceed. You don't need to make an official stop there. And then the do not enter sign, really common off of exit ramps where people might not be paying attention. They're very confusing sometimes. You enter a highway and sometimes you're not paying attention. And if you see this sign here as you get on a highway, I hope you respond quickly and don't do that. So the do not enter sign is important to pay attention to. Other regulatory signs, here we go. You see the bike here with a slash. I talked about that earlier. Again, these here would be, in my opinion, signs that can be easily relatable to anyone from any part of the world, really, that's driving in our country. So here you go. You have more regulatory. Here are the speed limit signs, and then here are the proper lane selection. And there are kids sometimes that don't pay attention. In my earlier lesson, I said that you need to scan 20 to 30 seconds ahead. If you're doing a pretty good job and you scan the roadway, you'll be able to know which lane to be in before you get there. A lot of times the straight lane and the right are usually located on the right side here. Here we have warning signs, and warning signs are usually diamond shape and they're yellow. So these warn the driver of some imminent danger up ahead, or just be careful of certain conditions that might exist. Now, if you're familiar with your driving environment, obviously you're going to be prepared for these particular warning signs. But if you're unfamiliar with the driving environment, you can imagine how important a warning sign would be for you, especially if you're not familiar with the area. Here we have some more warning signs. This is two-way traffic. Usually you might see this when you are about to end a divided highway. This one here means divided highway begins. Height requirement for trucks to maybe get under a bridge or an underpass. Pedestrian crossing here. Again, international symbols, easy to relate to. This one here, pavement ends, slippery when wet, and steep grade. Here we have some more signs. This one here you see on the highway. So if you're on the highway and you're traveling in the right lane and you see this sign on the highway, be cautious because people are merging into the right lane. So you, as a person on the highway, you have a vested interest here to make sure that, hey, do I need to get out of the way while this person is merging? Do I need to slow down? Do I need to speed up? So definitely be vigilant if you're in the right lane here, because possible cars are going to be entering on the highway. We call that the merging sign here. A lot of times I tell this to kids when we get on the highway. Again, one of our instructors will definitely cover that with you. Here we have one of the oldest signs, the railroad crossing sign here. This is the older version here, and then here we have the more advanced railroad warning sign. And usually this sign here typically has some more control with either a traffic blinking light behind it. All right, so these are some of the railroad crossing signs that we see. Pedestrian zone, and if we put lines underneath the, this more is a school zone here. Number 3 here would be a school zone. If you put lines underneath their feet, it would be school crossing zone. Number 4, no passing. Number 5 is what's called a chevron arrow to indicate a road alignment or a sharp curve up ahead. And construction, number 6. And number 7, slow moving vehicles. All right, so up here we have some guide signs. As you can see, guide signs come in several shapes and colors and provide drivers with information about the road, the route, the distance, and so forth. If you've ever been on a long trip, I'm sure you've seen many of these destination signs on your travels. What's important, if you look down here, you have some highway route markers. And this one here with the crown in red and blue, usually up here it would say the state that you're in. And if this was Interstate 84, you will see 84. And on top it would say Connecticut. And because it's an even interstate number, it's going to run from west to east or east to west. If it was an odd interstate number like Interstate 91, it would run from north to south. So this way you have a general idea of where you're located on the map as far as driving in this country. Most of us now don't use a road map to get directions. We have our trusty GPS, which we've come to rely on exclusively in Most people use a GPS not only for direction purposes, but obviously they use a GPS for various other information that is provided to the driver, such as estimated time of arrival, any possible road construction that you might encounter. So the GPS today has come a long way from the road map that I used to use. Again, when you get in the car, I know during the parent class it's illegal to use GPS systems until you're 18. But if you have a interest in how to use them correctly, our instructors would be more than happy to kind of give you some pointers. So if you look at this particular page here, here's a good example of international symbols. Because most of us in here drive abroad, I'll be honest with you, I had a chance to drive in Europe. And believe it or not, their roadways are very similar to ours. And I was quite surprised to look at their symbols and quickly be able to understand them. So definitely if you drive abroad, you might find some similarities. But again, you're not going to see a mirror image of our symbols here than you would maybe in, say, Germany or if you've driven in other countries. But again, the international sign is there to help us. So anyone from anywhere in the world would know what this sign means, would know what this sign means, and it's great. If you're traveling in another country, it's really beneficial, especially if you don't speak the language.
Hi guys, Danny here. I'm going to finish up chapter 5. We're going to talk about traffic signals, pedestrian signals, lane markings. All right, so it's going to be the tail end of the chapter, which is pretty cool. All right, so you have traffic signals. It says traffic signals are used to control traffic by indicating who has the right of way. It is critical that highway users understand the meaning of each color and symbol and respond in an appropriate manner. I know I did talk about this in, I think it's the next chapter that you haven't gotten to yet. But so we're going to talk about a little bit about it again. So you have red. It says stop prior to the pedestrian crosswalk, stop bar or road edge of the line. Do not enter the intersection. Okay, so that's the top. That's what red means. Obviously, it means stop, right? Yellow, right of way is expiring. Clear the intersection. Red light will follow immediately. Okay, so yellow, a lot of kids ask me, they say, what do I do with a yellow light? What do I do? What do I do? The book, the law book, the manual says stop if it is safe to do so. Okay, so yellow is stop, means stop if it's safe to do so. Okay, so it should always be safe to stop. The one time that it's not going to be safe, maybe another time. The 2 times that it's not going to be safe is if you are being extremely tailgated and you will be hit from behind if you stop. You check your mirror, you look up. If you see a car too close and they're not going to stop, and you can tell, trust me, you can. Keep moving, okay? The second reason that you probably want to make sure you go through the yellow light before it turns red is if you are going to stop in the middle of the intersection. So you don't want to be stuck in the middle of the intersection. You definitely don't want to be stuck in the middle there because it could be very dangerous. So that would be another reason why you would want to clear the intersection, okay? But if you are going the speed limit, you should be able to stop. I don't see any reason why you're going 25 miles per hour or 30 miles per hour that you can't stop at a yellow light if you're paying attention to what's going on in front of you. Okay, so be safe. You don't have that skill set yet to try to get through a yellow light before it turns red. And I know that because a lot of kids, when they try to do it, they cruise through like the foot's not even on the gas pedal. If you want to get through that intersection, you need to speed up. You have to. And at your experience level, if somebody cuts in front of you, you're probably not going to be too sure what to do there. So I probably wouldn't take that chance. Okay, it's only going to last less than a minute, probably. Okay, definitely less than a minute. There's no reason why you should try to. You're not going to get anywhere any faster. Okay. All right, green. When traffic has cleared and it is safe to do so, you may enter the intersection. So green means that you can go. Okay, but check. Check left, check right. Make sure nobody's running the red light really quick. And if you don't see anybody, you can proceed. Okay. Now, the other thing I was going to talk about, which you'll see in other classes, is the right turn on red. Now, after a full stop, okay? And if it doesn't say anywhere that you can't turn on red, you can take a right on red, okay? Now, let me stress this. Right on red, not left on red. I've had kids try to take a left turn on red and they're edging up and they're looking. And I'm not saying anything, they're looking and all of a sudden they start to pull out on a red light, take a left. I'm like, whoa, I hit the brake. I'm like, where are you going? They're like, oh, I'm just taking my turn. I go, you can't take a turn on a red light, on a left turn on a red light. So remember, it's only right turn on red. And as long as it's not posted anywhere, okay? You stop, edge up a little bit. You treat it just like a stop sign. Edge up, check to the left, look in front of you because there could be vehicles oncoming that have a green arrow. And if nobody's there, you can go. All right. And you could do that on your driving test also. All righty. If you're not comfortable with it, you don't have to. You're not going to get in trouble for it. Okay. But we definitely want to teach you how to do it because it's real life. If you get stuck at that light and it's red and you have to make a right turn and there's a car behind you that wants to make a right turn and you don't go and there's nobody coming, they'll make you hear, they'll let you hear about it. Trust me. They'll be really upset. So I like to show you guys and make sure you know how to do it so that you're prepared for the real world driving. Okay. Signal sequence. It says the standard signal sequence is green, yellow, red, green. Okay. To assist drivers who may be colorblind or those who may be views may be partially blocked, signals colors are always in the same order. Okay. Light positioning. So when signals are in vertical position, the light red is on top, the yellow is in the middle, and the green is at the bottom. Horizontally, the red is at the left, the yellow is at the middle, and the green is at the right. Okay, so when will you see a horizontal sign? A lot of times you see it in places where there might be something blocking it. So if you have like a bridge and there's a light under the bridge, you will see it that way because the bridge will be blocking it vertically. So there are a few places. In Berlin, there's one by the Dairy Queen under the train tracks. In Southington, there's one if you're coming from Wolcott, by the RV place going towards the movie theater, you'll see one there. Wherever there's a bridge or something obstructing the light, it'll be in a horizontal sequence. Okay? Additional signals. Here are additional signals that every driver needs to recognize and understand. Flashing red. You will see that a lot. Flashing red is a stop sign, basically. Okay? You'll see that a lot near when lights power goes out, you might see that. You'll see that near the flashing red and yellow. You'll see by fire stations. That's a stop sign. Most likely, I've seen it mainly when power goes out. Okay, so that's when you'll get flashing red. Flashing yellow, slow down and proceed with caution. You will see that a lot more. You'll see that by fire stations. You'll see that over by where there's a road, like a long straight road that has streets on it that cars are pulling out. They don't want you going 100 miles an hour down that main road and then not seeing a car pulling out from a street. So you'll see that a lot in Southington West streets like that. There's a lot of flashing yellows to tell people, hey, slow down because people could be pulling out of streets. Okay. Red arrow, yellow arrow, and green arrow. So what that means is it's basically the same thing as a red, yellow, green light. It's just you're in a turning lane here. So it's kind of giving you more of a clue that you're in a lane that's only turning in that direction. Okay, but they're used the same exact way. It's just you'll be in a lane that's only turning left. Okay, that's why they have the arrows there. That's pretty easy. All right, so pedestrian signals. It says countdown timers. Some pedestrian signals feature countdown timers, which indicate how much time is left for pedestrians to cross. To assist the sight impaired, many of these have audible beeps that correspond with the countdown. Okay? Now, most people are pretty good at this, but a lot of people don't care. And you drive in downtown New Britain, I'll tell you what, not to discriminate, but if you drive in bigger cities, people don't care. They don't care. They'll just cut in front of you. They'll cut, and they'll walk when they're not supposed to. And unfortunately, it's like an epidemic, to be honest with you, that people do these in these type of areas. So you have to watch out. People will cut in front of cars, and it's very, very bad. But again, these are rules, these are laws. If somebody crosses when they're not supposed to and they get into an accident and there's a witness, things go to court, and if you could prove that they had a don't walk, these things will help in the law part of it. Like we talked about, or we will talk about, the reasons why they have laws and rules. It's for this type of situation. Okay. Walk. Pedestrians may proceed across the street. Flashing means don't walk. Pedestrians already in the street may proceed. Others should not start. And then steady is pedestrians should not enter the street. So this is what they're supposed to do. Do they do it? Not really. Not really, unfortunately. It's your job as the driver, since you're in a bigger, more powerful machine, to please be careful for pedestrians, okay? A lot of them that they really don't pay attention at all. All right. So we go over to pavement markings. So pavement markings, when they're there, they're usually there, but when, sometimes they're faded away, but when they're there, they really tell a story. They tell you where to be. It's very important to understand, what they mean, and to see them ahead of time. Okay. The earlier you see them, the better it is. It says lines, symbols, and letterings on pavement may be used along the highway, along with the highway signs and signals to guide drivers. Pavement markings are usually white or yellow and may be reflective. Examples include traffic lane markings, pedestrian crosswalks, vehicle stop lines, and parking spaces with directional arrows. Yellow markings. So yellow lines are used to separate traffic traveling in opposite directions and to indicate the left edge of a multiple lane divided highway. Yellow center lines may be single, double, solid, or dashed. A single broken yellow line or a broken yellow lane line to the right of a solid yellow lane line means that the driver can pass, if it is safe to do so. A solid yellow line to the right of a broken yellow lane means that passing is prohibited. You cannot. Is prohibited, and you can't. A double solid yellow line means that passing is prohibited in both directions. Okay, so where are we here? Okay, so this is the first one. So it shows you here that you have this green car can pass as long as they're not exceeding the speed limit and if it's safe to do so. Okay, and same here. Both sides can cross over. This car, or if there's a car coming this way, both have an opportunity to pass, providing that there's no oncoming cars. Okay. You may not pass when there's a solid line on your side. So here, the red car can pass. Okay. You can see here. So the blue car is passing the red one as long as they have enough time and they're not exceeding the speed limit. The green car cannot pass. Okay. And here, neither vehicle can pass. Okay. So that's the four diagrams here. Okay. All right, reversible lanes. Reversible lanes, all right, it says here, can be dangerous, and a lot of times you see those in in areas where there's a lot of traffic. So there's some like near Hartford Hospital and in bigger, more high volume areas. Okay, so it says marked with double dashed yellow lines. Reversible lines can improve the traffic flow by changing the direction within travel lanes. On multiple lane streets, special signals can reverse travel in all lanes or numbers of lanes to either side of the center line. As a result, large volumes of inbound traffic can move more smoothly. So what this means is basically, in the morning, let's say you have 5 lanes, and in the morning, 3 of them on the right are going down, 2 are coming back. In the afternoon, it switches where 3 are coming back and 2 are going in. So they switch them so that higher volumes can get out of the way. In busy trafficy areas. Okay. All right. So it says to reduce the chance of crashes among vehicles moving in opposite directions, signs, signals, and markings are used to inform drivers which lanes they may use during which hours. When you see double dashed lines on the pavement, both check sides of the highway for signs and overhead signals to tell you which one you could use. All right. So a red X means that the lane is closed. You cannot drive in a lane that has a red X. A green arrow, you are permitted to drive in that lane under a green arrow signal. Okay, so the diagram shows you the X is only going this way, the arrow's going the other way. Okay, so and in the afternoon, these might switch where you get these four going up and then these coming the other way. Busy areas, you don't see those in little towns. All right, a steady yellow indicates that a driver should safely vacate because it will soon be red. So if you have a steady yellow X, it will soon be red. Flashing yellow means that you can use that lane, but only to turn left. When preparing to turn left, do not move into this lane until you are ready, close to your to make your turn. Okay, and that would be like here, this flashing X here. So this car is going to turn. It's going to go here and move out of the way. Okay, it's a little confusing, but once you know these, these are important once you get into busy areas to know how these work. Okay. Shared left turn lane. So a shared left turn lane is, I see a lot of those. They have them here now. A lot of them in, I remember in Arizona when I went down there, they had a lot. In Florida has a lot of them. And what that is basically is it's so that you don't stop the flow of traffic. So if you look at this diagram, okay, look at this diagram. You have two lanes going this way, and then over here you got two lanes going this way. Now, if a car here wanted to take a left from this lane, and they were stopped right here, they would be blocking so much traffic because this whole lane would be gone, right? So this one, the shared left turn lane, is used for both sides to use it as long as no one's in it, obviously. So if there's a car here on the right, they want to turn left onto this street. As they approach, they signal, they move over, they wait here. Once there's no more cars coming from this side, they quickly make their turn, okay? And the same for cars coming this way. So you could only go in there, though. You're only permitted to use it as long as no one is in there. Okay, that makes sense? That's a shared left turn lane, so that you're not stopping the flow of traffic. And because of this, it's not as hard as you would think to make a left, because if you're here waiting, nobody else is there. As soon as these cars clear, which should be not too long, you quickly get out of the way. Meanwhile, you don't stop all of the traffic coming from the other side. Okay. All right. So that's a shared left turn lane. I think explaining is a little easier than reading it here. They make things so difficult sometimes when they shouldn't be. Okay. So everything they said here is exactly what we just said. Use it only to turn left. Don't get into it too soon. If there's somebody in there, wait for vehicles to get out of their way before you cross in, and yield to vehicles that already entered the lane. Okay. All right. So white markings, white lines, dashed white lines separate two lanes traveling in the same direction. Solid white lines are used to mark the right edge of the highway. Solid white lines are also used between lanes to indicate areas where lane changes are discouraged or unlawful due to increased danger associated with movements. Solid white lines running perpendicular across traffic lanes identify stopping points and pedestrian crosswalks. White lines can also be used to guide traffic around obstructions, mark curbs, and control parking spaces. Okay, so that's what white lines are. You can see here you have the pedestrian crosswalks. You have the arrows for turning, the left turn only lanes, and that's what white lines. And there's a lot more a lot of important white reasons for white lines. It says white symbols and words on pavement identify movements, so that may be made from that lane. So you got the railroad side here, you got the stop ahead, you have the arrows for which they're gonna turn in which direction, go straight or left. That's what white markings identify on the roadway. Okay, restricted lane markings. All right, so these are pretty important, especially if you're on the highway or you're doing taking a road trip. Restricted lane pavement markings are signs appear on heavily traveled city streets and expressways. During certain hours of the day, and traffic in some lanes may be restricted to buses, turning vehicles, or HOVs, which are high occupancy vehicles. You have to have two or more people in the vehicle. Okay? HOV signs indicate the minimum number of occupants required to use the restricted lanes and the times during which the lanes are restricted. Restricted lane markings and signs are designated by diamond-shaped symbols. So sometimes you'll hear it referred to as the diamond lane. The diamond lane is the HOV lane, and that is here. So you'll see either this, or a lot of times this is what you'll see. Restricted lane, HOV ahead. 2 or more people there, okay? And they, I think, let me see if it says it in the next chapter, in the next section. No, that was it. So the restricted lanes here, and some vehicles that are like hybrid vehicles or motorcycles, in some places those are exempt. They could be in those lanes, but you would have to find out what the state law for that. But I know that there are some vehicles that have not restrictions. They have exemptions for that. Okay. And that's it, guys. I think we're good here. I'm sure there'll be like some type of video that we're going to put here for you guys next, and you'll be able to see all of the, anything that I might have missed in this chapter or Sebi in the beginning. Okay. All right, guys. Talk to you later.
All right, guys. Awesome. First part lecture there is done. You are doing great. Keep paying attention. Moving on to the next video, and it's coming up right now.
When you're behind the wheel, your job as driver is to pick out information that will help you arrive safely at your destination. There are hundreds of images along the roadway that help you find your way. Most come in the form of traffic control signs, signals, and lane markings. Recognizing these can give you advance notice of changes ahead, such as merges, reductions in speed, or upcoming intersections. Knowing what they mean allows you to anticipate and react to changing traffic conditions so you can drive more safely. This video is based on the national standards that cover most traffic situations. However, to handle unique circumstances, each highway agency may create its own signs, signals, and lane markings. This video will show the underlying rules and logic behind traffic signs, signals, and lane markings, and why they are important to you. Signs provide a driver with a lot of useful information. The shape and color allow the sign's meaning to be recognized even from a distance. For example, both the shape and color of this sign tell you to stop. As a rule, the color red indicates stop or conveys a significant prohibition. Black and white signs provide regulatory information. Their placement also marks where the regulation goes into effect. For example, this End School Zone sign indicates when it is safe to return to the posted speed limit. Accelerating when you first see this sign violates the law. You must wait until you have passed the sign before you can accelerate. Violating any regulatory or prohibition sign can get you into serious trouble. Yellow signs provide warnings. They alert you to curves, speed limit changes, crossings, slippery roads, and other conditions where a little warning goes a long way. Yellow, diamond-shaped warning signs might also appear before prohibition or regulatory signs to warn you of a change. An orange sign tells you you're in a construction zone. A symbol usually found on signs of other colors or shapes can sometimes show up on an orange sign. This conveys the same information, but with the additional warning to be extra cautious. Look for black and white regulatory signs to state the law, but consider the orange signs a warning to be extra alert. Begin to slow down to the reduced speed limit before you enter the zone. Follow the directions of lane change arrows, shoulder work ahead signs, changeable message signs, and be alert for no shoulder and bump signs. By slowing down in construction zones, you not only lower your risk, you also increase safety for highway construction and maintenance workers, dozens of whom are killed each year by motor vehicles passing through construction zones. Conditions can change rapidly in construction zones, so when the signs say slow down, slow down. Green signs tell you the distance or directions to cities, alternate routes, or other destination information. Blue signs provide service-related information, such as where to find food, lodging, and gas. Brown signs tell you of a recreation facility such as a park, campground, fishing site, or boat launch. Now let's look at some regulatory and warning signs that are frequently misunderstood or convey special meanings. Let's start with reduced speed and curve signs. Slowing down to the advisory speed before entering the curve helps you navigate it safely and smoothly. A 90-degree arrow means the upcoming turn is sharp, and the speed for safely navigating the turn is posted. A curved arrow indicates a more shallow turn. You may still need to reduce your speed depending on weather conditions. Chevron alignment signs guide you through curves where the roadway may be obscured. Follow the series to stay on the road. Several regulatory signs deserve special attention. Yield signs and entrance or exit ramp signs tell you to adjust your speed and look for a safe merging opportunity. Traffic on the highway and exiting vehicles have the right-of-way over incoming and merging traffic. Unless absolutely necessary, avoid stopping on the ramp when merging. Restricted access lanes are marked with black and white regulatory signs containing a white diamond. There's usually a white diamond painted on the roadway as well. This sign indicates a restricted lane for specially designated vehicles. Do not enter a restricted access lane unless you qualify to be there. If you need to make a turn across such a lane in city traffic, enter at the last possible moment, a half block or less from the turn. HOV stands for High Occupancy Vehicles. Only vehicles with the required number of occupants may travel in HOV lanes. Signs will indicate the minimum number of occupants, as well as the times when the restriction is in effect. HOV lanes may also have a diamond painted on the roadway. And pay particular attention to signs and signals for reversible lanes. These lanes are used to move traffic in one direction for a period of time, then in the opposite direction during another point of time. The signs tell you the correct direction of traffic and when the direction changes. However, stay alert. Don't assume that the opposing drivers are paying attention. Now let's look at some unique situations that require special signs. Tunnels usually have specific traffic control signs, such as minimum and maximum speeds, prohibited cargo, and the appropriate use of headlights or sunglasses. The signs you see when approaching a toll plaza tell you how far away the plaza is, what the safe approach speed is, and which lanes are for cars and trucks, and other useful information. In the United States, there are nearly 100,000 railroad crossings that are not equipped with gates or signals. It's important to be cautious when approaching any railroad crossing. If a railroad crossing does not have flashing lights and barricades, slow down and look both ways before crossing the tracks. Each year, hundreds of people are killed in collisions between motor vehicles and trains. Remember, it's difficult to accurately judge the speed of an oncoming train, and trains cannot slow down for you. For your own safety and the safety of others, it's important that you observe, understand, and follow all cautionary and restrictive signs when approaching a tunnel, toll plaza, or railroad grade crossing. These situations are well marked because there is very little room for error. Next, we are going to look at non-vehicular signs. Most of these signs refer to pedestrians and bicyclists. Walk, don't walk signals tell pedestrians when it's permissible to cross. If you're turning into their path, you must yield the right-of-way to them in this situation. Stop before the vehicle stop line or crosswalk painted on the roadway. Be prepared to stop for any pedestrian who enters a crosswalk, and learn to expect and to stop for pedestrians not in crosswalks. Your caution could save a life. A warning sign is often placed ahead of the crosswalk so you have adequate warning of the crossing zone. Another warning sign is placed at the crosswalk itself. The lines on the sign indicate the close location of the crosswalk markings. Whether you are in a residential neighborhood or at a busy intersection, be alert for inattentive pedestrians, especially children who are less predictable. In school zones, signs tell you when to reduce your speed and when it's safe to increase it again. Wait until you pass the end school zone or speed limit sign before resuming your speed. Finally, animal crossing signs tell you to slow down and look out. Animals behave unpredictably. For example, deer freeze when they see headlights, so be extra cautious when you see an animal crossing sign, especially at dawn or dusk when wild animals are more likely to be present. When driving, be sure to use both the sign's shape and color to obtain important traffic safety information. Some of the most important information you see on the road is in the form of traffic signals. Traffic signals control the flow of traffic at intersections. Throughout the United States, you may turn right at a red traffic signal after you have come to a complete stop, unless prohibited by a sign or signal. As you turn right on red, watch out for pedestrians and cross traffic from the left. You must yield the right-of-way to pedestrians. If a traffic signal turns yellow while you're approaching an intersection, stop before entering the intersection if you can do so safely without causing a rear-end collision. If you are already in the intersection when the signal turns yellow, continue through the intersection. But it's not safe to accelerate to get through an intersection before the signal turns from yellow to red. Other traffic may not see you in time to avoid a collision. But what about flashing signal lights? A flashing yellow light means that you need to slow down and proceed through the intersection with caution. Keep in mind that cross traffic may not stop even though they are supposed to. Always treat a flashing red light as a stop sign. Stop at the intersection and wait until there is an adequate break in traffic before entering the intersection. If the light is flashing red in all directions, treat it as an all-way stop sign. If two or more drivers arrive simultaneously at an all-way stop sign, you must yield the right-of-way to the driver to your right. If possible, establish eye contact with the other driver to communicate your intentions. If the intersection has no signs or the traffic control signal is not working, treat it as an all-way stop. Some traffic signals tell you when you may proceed in a specific direction. For example, if there is a red arrow or red light on the signal controlling your lane, you must stop even though traffic traveling in the same direction in the next lane may have a green signal. A green arrow on the signal tells you that you have a protected turn and that opposing traffic has been signaled to not cross your path. If the green left turn arrow goes off and no red light or red arrow appears, you may still turn left, but you must now yield to opposing traffic. Look for a safe opening to make your turn. Be sure that the light is still green when you move into the intersection. But if the light turns yellow while you're in the intersection, you're allowed to finish making your turn. Finally, if a police officer or crossing guard is present, their directions overrule the traffic signal. These general guidelines about traffic signals are always subject to local laws. Check the local ordinances for any variations in traffic laws. Be sure to stay alert for signal lights. They can make the difference between being involved in a crash and avoiding one. Lane markings or painted messages are the way streets communicate. There are two general rules about markings that tell you where you may and may not drive. The first rule is that white lines are on the right side of each traffic lane and yellow lines are on the left. The second rule is that solid or unbroken lines show you where you may not pass or change lanes. Dashed or broken lines indicate where you are permitted to pass or change lanes. For example, on a two-lane road, the solid white line to the right marks the edge of the roadway. The yellow line on the left separates you from oncoming traffic, but double solid yellow lines on your left means that it is not legal for either you or oncoming traffic to pass. If there is a dashed and solid line together and the dashed line is on your side of the road, you may pass traffic ahead of you if you can do so safely. However, opposing traffic is not allowed to cross the solid line. A single dashed yellow line on the left means that both you and the opposing traffic may pass. If you decide to pass, be sure that you have enough room to pass safely. Dashed and solid lines are also used to indicate a shared left turn lane. These lanes allow you to make turns from either direction without holding up traffic behind you. Enter these lanes as close to your intended turn as possible. Never use a shared left turn lane as a through lane. On multi-lane roads with medians, broken white lines usually separate the lanes going in the same direction. A single solid white line is intended to discourage but not prohibit you from changing lanes. However, in some states, crossing a single solid white line is illegal. These very short dashed white lines indicate a merge lane. You may need to make a lane change to continue straight ahead. Short white lines like these guide you through large, complex intersections. In addition to lane markings, you'll also often see reflectors. These are especially helpful at night or any time when it is hard to see the edges of the road. Whether dashed or solid, yellow or white, lane markings can help you position your vehicle for maximum safety. In addition to the color and shape of traffic signs, how the information appears can also be useful. Route signs mark federal interstates and other roadways, state highways, and county or municipal roadways. If you understand how routes are numbered and marked, you can always be in the right lane at the right time. The interstate system uses a shield symbol that is blue on the bottom with a red band across the top like this. The primary route number is either a single or double-digit number. North-south routes have odd numbers. East-west routes have even numbers. Spurs and loops extend from a primary interstate. A spur is a short route that connects with a primary route at only one end. It has a 3-digit number that begins with an odd number. A loop is a route that meets the primary route at both ends. Its 3-digit route number begins with an even number. Loops usually bypass cities or congested areas. U.S. routes that are not part of the interstate system have signs like this. The numbering system, however, is similar, odd for north-south routes and even for east-west routes. State, county, and municipal roadways use numbering systems similar to federal routes. However, the shape and color of route signs vary among states, counties, and municipalities. On limited access highways and some other roadways, exit signs are placed before the exit. These signs give you plenty of warning so you know what's ahead. Route signs are placed just after the entrance to a roadway. They help you orientate yourself and provide confirmation that you are on the right road. Milepost markers tell you your position on the route. They are located every mile along many major routes. These markers tell you the distance from the beginning of the route starting at the south or west state line, or from the junction at where the route begins. Use these mile markers if you need to call for help. Some states provide motorists with special cellular phone numbers to call in emergency situations. Whenever you drive, understanding the signs, signals, and lane markings that you see will help make your trip safer and easier. They can also help reduce your risk by giving you useful information well in advance of special situations. And remember to stay alert, pay attention, watch out for other roadway users, and always wear your safety belt.
Awesome. All right, guys, that was a great video. We are now going to be moving on to our next video. You guys are doing really good. So stay tuned. We have a next one coming up now.
This road sign alerts you to A. Do not enter. B. The road becoming wider. C. Slow down and yield the right of way. Stop if necessary. D. An upcoming hazard. The correct answer is C. Slow down and yield the right of way. Stop if necessary. While driving, you approach a stop sign and the car in front of you proceeds, you should A. Go if the way is still clear. B. Stop at the sign and proceed when the way is clear. C. Stop only if pedestrians are crossing. D. Proceed at the same speed. The correct answer is B. Stop at the sign and proceed when the way is clear. This road sign alerts you to A. Special conditions or hazards ahead. B. Yield the right of way. C. A railroad crossing. D. A change in speed limit. The correct answer is A. Special conditions or hazards ahead. This road sign alerts you to A. Come to a complete stop. B. Stop only if other cars are approaching. C. Reduce your speed. D. Yield the right of way. The correct answer is A. Come to a complete stop. This road sign warns you that A. No U-turn is allowed. B. A curve is ahead. C. You must turn right or left. D. Traffic flows only in the direction of the arrow. The correct answer is D. Traffic flows only in the direction of the arrow. This road sign indicates that A. You may turn during the red light. B. You may pass only in the right lane. C. You are entering a one-way street. D. You must refrain from turning during the red light. The correct answer is D. You must refrain from turning during the red light. This road sign warns you that A. Road conditions that can be slippery when wet. B. The road is a dead end. C. No U-turn is allowed. D. You are entering a one-way street. The correct answer is C. No U-turn is allowed. This road sign indicates that A. A school crossing is ahead. Watch for children. B. You must allow other vehicles to merge into lane. C. You may not pass cars in your lane. D. The parking space is reserved for people with disabled parking permits. The correct answer is D. The parking space is reserved for people with disabled parking permits. This road sign alerts you that A. You are entering a no passing zone. B. You must slow down. C. A passing zone is ahead. D. You may pass only on the right. The correct answer is A. You are entering a no passing zone. This road sign alerts you that A. A side road intersects. B. You must keep to the side indicated by the arrow. C. You may drive in the left lane. D. You have the right of way. The correct answer is B. You must keep to the side indicated by the arrow. This road sign indicates A. Traffic in the lane must turn in the direction of the arrow. B. No left turn is allowed. C. Traffic in left lane may turn right, if the way is clear. D. A curve is ahead. The correct answer is A. Traffic in the lane must turn in the direction of the arrow. This road sign indicates A. No right turns. B. U-turns are not allowed. C. A no passing zone. D. No turns on red. The correct answer is A. No right turns. This road sign indicates that A. You must come to a complete stop and then enter. B. You cannot drive in that direction. C. You cannot pass cars ahead of you in your lane. D. You should enter the street or expressway ramp. The correct answer is B. You cannot drive in that direction. This road sign alerts you that A. A one-way street is ahead. Traffic flows in the direction of arrow. B. Traffic turning left on green must yield the right of way to traffic coming from the other direction. C. You may not make a turn on red. Wait for a signal to turn green. D. You must make a proper turn signal, then turn right. The correct answer is B. Traffic turning left on green must yield the right of way to traffic coming from the other direction. This road sign indicates A. You must turn left. B. The road curves to the left. C. No left turns are allowed. D. The road is closed. The correct answer is C. No left turns are allowed. This road sign alerts you to A. A school crossing. Obey the crossing guard. B. A railroad crossing. Stop 50 feet ahead of tracks. C. A pedestrian crossing. Slow down and be ready to stop. D. A no passing zone. Watch for children playing. The correct answer is C. A pedestrian crossing. Slow down and be ready to stop. This road sign advises that A. The next exit is 25 miles ahead. B. The driver must be 25 years old to exit. C. The maximum safe speed for the exit is 25 miles per hour. D. The minimum speed limit is 25 miles per hour. The correct answer is C. The maximum safe speed for the exit is 25 miles per hour. This road sign indicates that A. Left turns are not allowed. B. A traffic signal is ahead. C. Left turns are permitted from right lane only. D. An intersection is ahead. The correct answer is B. A traffic signal is ahead. This road sign alerts you that A. A divided highway ends, keep to the right. B. You must bear either right or left ahead. C. A divided highway begins, keep to the right. D. The road ends ahead. The correct answer is B. You must bear either right or left ahead. This road sign indicates A. The road ahead is 13 feet, 6 inches wide. B. That you should not proceed if your vehicle is taller than 13 feet, 6 inches. C. That you should increase the distance between your car and the one ahead to at least 13 feet, 6 inches. D. None of the above. The correct answer is B. That you should not proceed if your vehicle is taller than 13 feet, 6 inches. This road sign alerts you that A. The road curves to the left ahead. You must drive at least 35 miles per hour. B. The road curves to the right ahead. You must drive at least 35 miles per hour. C. The road curves to the right ahead. A safe speed to travel is 35 miles per hour. D. There's a hill ahead. Reduce speed to 35 miles per hour. The correct answer is C. The road curves to the right ahead. A safe speed to travel is 35 miles per hour. This road sign alerts you to A. Road work ahead. B. A partially closed road ahead. C. A sharp right and left turn ahead. D. Use a signal before turning right or left. The correct answer is C. A sharp right and left turn ahead. This road sign indicates A. The road becoming wider. B. The road ahead curves right, then left. C. You must drive in the left lane. D. The road curves to the left. The correct answer is B. The road ahead curves right, then left. This road sign indicates A. Check your brakes. B. A zoo is nearby. C. The maximum safe speed is 35 miles per hour. D. A deer is crossing ahead. Slow down and be ready to stop. The correct answer is D. A deer is crossing ahead. Slow down and be ready to stop. This road sign indicates A. A divided highway ends. B. A one-way street is ahead. C. A road is closed ahead. D. Turn at the next intersection. The correct answer is A. A divided highway ends. This road sign indicates that A. The right lane ends soon, so you should merge left. B. The road has soft shoulders. C. There is a low place in the road. D. The lane ends soon, merge right. The correct answer is A. The right lane ends soon, so you should merge left. This road sign indicates that A. Crossing is not permitted. B. A business district is ahead. C. A school crossing is ahead. D. Pedestrians must stay on the sidewalk. The correct answer is C. A school crossing is ahead. This road sign indicates A. The lane ends soon, merge right. B. A work zone is ahead. C. Pass only in the right lane. D. You may not pass cars ahead of you in your lane. The correct answer is D. You may not pass cars ahead of you in your lane. 14. This road sign indicates A. Right turn only. B. The roadway ends ahead. C. Curve to right. D. A one-way street. The correct answer is B. The roadway ends ahead. 15. At railroad crossings with flashing signals, you must always stop your vehicle. A. True. B. False. The correct answer is A. True. This road sign alerts you to A. A three-way intersection. B. Stop if traffic is approaching. C. An upcoming railroad crossing. D. An area where no turns allowed. The correct answer is C. An upcoming railroad crossing. This road sign indicates A. There's a sharp turn to the right. B. You should keep to the side indicated by the arrow. C. A winding road is ahead. D. The pavement ends. The correct answer is C. A winding road is ahead. This road sign alerts you to A church, B a first aid station, C an intersection ahead, D a railroad crossing. The correct answer is C. An intersection ahead. This road sign alerts you to A. An intersection. Signal before turning. B. A warning that a road joins from the right. C. A sharp right turn in the road ahead. D. A winding road ahead. The correct answer is C. A sharp right turn in the road ahead. This road sign indicates that A. An intersection ahead. B. A steep grade ahead. C. A winding road ahead. D. Merging traffic ahead. The correct answer is B. A steep grade ahead. (21) This road sign advises you that A. Cars in right lane must slow down. B. No left turns are allowed. C. You must merge. D. You may pass only in right lane. The correct answer is C. You must merge. 22. This road sign indicates that A. The speed limit is changing ahead. B. The minimum legal speed is 45 miles per hour. C. The next rest area being 45 miles ahead. D. You may not pass for next 45 miles. The correct answer is A. The speed limit is changing ahead. This road sign indicates A. Bicycles crossing or riding beside traffic. B. Stop only if other cars approaching. C. Yield right of way. D. Soft shoulders for motorcycles. The correct answer is A. Bicycles crossing or riding beside traffic. This road sign alerts you to A. A change in the traffic pattern or route is ahead in a work zone. B. Exercise caution as the road joins from the right. C. Yield the right of way. D. Slow down because a railroad crossing ahead. The correct answer is A. A change in the traffic pattern or route is ahead in a work zone. You may be fined if you are convicted of exceeding the speed limit in a highway work zone. A. True. B. False. The correct answer is A. True. This road sign indicates A. The pavement ends. B. A divided highway begins. C. Stop, look, and listen. D. No turns allowed. The correct answer is B. A divided highway begins. 2.5 Work zones. 1. You may be fined if you are convicted of exceeding the speed limit in a highway work zone. A. True. B. False. The correct answer is A. True. This road sign alerts you to A. A bicycle crossing ahead. B. Slow down. There is a change in the traffic route ahead. C. Pass only in the right lane. D. An intersection ahead. The correct answer is B. Slow down. There is a change in the traffic route ahead. This traffic device indicates that A. A railroad crossing is ahead. Stop 50 feet ahead of tracks. B. Only high occupancy vehicles can travel in this lane. C. You may not proceed until the lights have stopped flashing. D. A work zone is ahead. Keep your vehicle in the middle of the lane and obey the posted speed limit. The correct answer is D. A work zone is ahead. Keep your vehicle in the middle of the lane and obey the posted speed limit. This road sign alerts you to A. A change in the traffic pattern or route is ahead in a work zone. B. Exercise caution as the road joins from the right. C. Yield the right of way. D. Slow down because a railroad crossing ahead. The correct answer is A. A change in the traffic pattern or route is ahead in a work zone. This road sign alerts you to A. Take a sharp right and left turn ahead. B. Proceed into different traffic lanes. Part of the road ahead is closed. C. A series of turns and curves ahead. D. Watch for cross traffic. A four-way intersection is ahead. The correct answer is B. Proceed into different traffic lanes. Part of the road ahead is closed. To make a left turn, you may cross double solid yellow lines. A. True. B. False. The correct answer is A. True. Two. When you encounter broken white lines in the center of the highway, it means A. Lanes of traffic are going in the same direction. B. No turns are allowed. C. Passing is not permitted in either direction. D. Slow down. The correct answer is A. Lanes of traffic are going in the same direction. 3. When you encounter double solid yellow lines in the center of the highway, you must A. Reduce your speed. B. Not pass in either direction. C. Use care when passing in either direction. D. Slow down because you are in a school zone. The correct answer is B. Not pass in either direction. When you encounter a broken yellow line alongside a solid yellow line in the center of the highway, it means A. It is not legal to make any turns in this area. B. Pass with care in either direction. C. Passing is permitted only from the side of the broken line. D. Divided highway ahead. The correct answer is C. Passing is permitted only from the side of the broken line. When driving on a two-lane road with no lane markings, you may pass a slow-moving vehicle. A. On the left side if there are no signs prohibiting passing and the way is clear. B. On either side. C. On the right side. The correct answer is A. On the left side if there are no signs prohibiting passing and the way is clear. When you encounter double solid yellow lines, it means that passing is not allowed in either direction. A. True. B. False. The correct answer is A. True. When you encounter broken yellow center lines, it means that no passing is allowed. A. True. B. False. The correct answer is B. False. When you encounter a broken yellow line in the center of the highway, it means A. No turns. B. Passing is not permitted. C. Passing on the left is permitted when the way ahead is clear. D. Crossing the line is prohibited. The correct answer is C. Passing on the left is permitted when the way ahead is clear. When you encounter broken yellow center lines, it means that passing on the left is allowed in either direction when the way ahead is clear. A. True. B. False. The correct answer is A. True. When you encounter a red arrow signal, you may turn after you come to a complete stop and look both ways for traffic and pedestrians. A. True. B. False. The correct answer is B. False. Unless directed by a police officer, you must obey all signs and signals. A. True. B. False. The correct answer is A. True. When you see a flashing yellow traffic signal at the intersection up ahead, what should you do? A. Slow down and proceed with caution. B. Come to a complete stop before proceeding. C. Speed up before the light changes to red. D. Maintain speed since you have the right of way. The correct answer is A. Slow down and proceed with caution. When you encounter a flashing red light at an intersection, what should you do? A. Be alert for an oncoming fire engine or ambulance ahead. B. Slow down and proceed with caution. C. Come to a complete stop before proceeding. D. Speed up before the light changes to red. The correct answer is C. Come to a complete stop before proceeding. When can you legally make a right turn at a red traffic signal? A. After stopping, if no sign prohibits right turn on red. B. When the traffic light first changes. C. At any time. D. In daylight hours only. The correct answer is A. After stopping, if no sign prohibits right turn on red. Avoiding traffic controls by cutting through a parking lot or field is perfectly legal. A. True. B. False. The correct answer is B. False. Pedestrians do not have to obey traffic signals. A. True. B. False. The correct answer is B. False. 8. At a red light, where must you come to a complete stop? A. 100 feet before the intersection. B. 50 feet before the stop line. C. 2 car lengths behind the vehicle in front of you. D. Before you reach the intersection, stop line, or crosswalk. The correct answer is D. Before you reach the intersection, stop line, or crosswalk. Bicyclists do not have to obey traffic signals. A. True. B. False. The correct answer is B. False. What must you do before turning right at a red traffic signal? A. Slow down and proceed with caution. B. Come to a complete stop, look both ways and yield the right of way to pedestrians and other traffic. C. Check your rear view mirror. D. Come to complete stop and proceed when the light turns green. The correct answer is B. Come to a complete stop, look both ways and yield the right of way to pedestrians and other traffic. You should never drive in a lane with a lane use signal displaying a red X. A. True. B. False. The correct answer is A. True. What do lane use signals indicate? Heavy traffic is ahead. B. A work zone is ahead. C. Where you can and cannot drive during different hours of the day. D. All of the above. The correct answer is C. Where you can and cannot drive during different hours of the day. Before turning right on a red light at an intersection, you do not have to come to a complete stop. A. True. B. False. The correct answer is B. False. When you are on a one-way street and turning left onto another one-way street, you may turn left at a red light. A. True. B. False. The correct answer is A. True. The light at an intersection is green and a police officer motions you to stop. What should you do? A. Obey the traffic light. B. Follow the officer's direction. C. Obey the police officer or the traffic light. D. Proceed with caution. The correct answer is B. Follow the officer's direction. If you encounter a yellow X lane use signal, you should move out of the lane as soon as safely possible. A. True. B. False. The correct answer is A. True. When can you legally make a left turn at a red traffic signal? A. You are on a one-way street and turning left onto another one-way street. B. Traffic is stopped. C. Between midnight and 6 a.m. D. No one is coming. The correct answer is A. You are on a one-way street and turning left onto another one-way street. To whom don't traffic signals apply? A. Drivers. B. Bicyclists. C. Pedestrians. D. All of the above. The correct answer is D. All of the above. The light at an intersection is red and a police officer directs you to go through the intersection. What should you do? A. Stop until the light changes to green. B. Stop until the light changes to yellow. C. Stop, then drive on carefully. D. Follow the officer's direction. The correct answer is D. Follow the officer's direction. Where you can and cannot drive during different hours of the day is indicated by lane use signals. A. True. B. False. The correct answer is A. True. Thank you for watching and subscribe for more videos.